So it's and Nathan's on this side in the light blue shirt. So it's Nathan Zhu, XU, and Dean Shu. So Dean's in a black table tennis New Zealand shirt. And I would favour the 14-year-old here, just because maybe underdog thing, but you know, he's training for the Olympics. He's a little bit more focused possibly than Dean. Dean played in the Fiji Open. You know, he played in every event in the Fiji Open, and whereas Nathan's coming only for, he was in attendance during the Fiji Open, but he's only competing in the ITTF-Oceania Tour events.
Nathan's definitely looking to be the peak of his performance right now, leading up to the Youth Olympics too. Dean, however, has no specific goal in mind, as he's not going to the Olympics or anything. So he's just trying to maintain his level.
Yeah, and Dean also is just completing the second year of his studies at the university. You know, he may have a little bit of pressure from academic point of view. One more year to go for his computer software
engineer.
Certainly, Dean more physically developed and, you know, strong legs, good movement, but young Nathan seems to be very quick across the table.
He's got such light, quick footwork. It's almost comparable to dancing rather than sideways movements. So light on his feet.
Yeah, it's like Tomokazu Harimoto style. And this is from a development point of view. So the coaches are focusing. Some countries focus from the hand backwards, and the Asian countries tend to be focusing more on the footwork upwards through the kinetic chain, then to the wrist.
Definitely, I've spent a lot of time in South Korea with some of the schools there that do table tennis, and definitely the first thing they start developing to elite level is the footwork and body movements, including body transfer, body weight transfer.
Yeah. So I'm currently studying this at the university in Split, and this is a worldwide agreement with, especially the European Table Tennis Union, looking to compete equally and challenge the Asian dominance. So they've noticed that the Asian players, there is a lot of focus on footwork upwards, and we're starting to see now a lot of some positive results from Europeans against the Asians.
Germans and Englishmen leading the European side against the Asians, but China still dominating heavily in a world perspective.
And speaking of China, these boys look like they're of Chinese origin. However, Dean is he's a native Aucklander. Schoolmate is same age schoolmate, and a boy from Fiji. We used to play and train together. Both of them into computer engineering, so, and that was Ashutosh Sharma from Xavier College. So they were good friends throughout schooling, now both university and following the same career path, but Dean was always streets ahead in the table tennis development point of view.
Yeah, Ashutosh definitely went straight to the academic route rather than focus on his table tennis. And that's where the two boys here diverged, went different paths. Still very good mates though, I believe. You see that backhand flick from Dean quite a lot here. Doesn't necessarily have to be from the backhand side of the court. He has the footwork to move all the way over to the forehand to give it that banana flick.
So again here, both boys, they've got sharing a coach. Philip Zhao from New Zealand. So I don't suppose he's going to be giving any advice to either of these boys. So the younger Nathan is having to stand on his own 2 feet here and work out his own tactics, what to do in this next game. We're finding these youngsters maturing earlier and earlier from.
That might be the deciding factor in this match. Experience
versus experience versus
youth, yeah.
talent.
But the experience shines through with a big forehand to finish the set.
Yeah, both players very technically correct. You know, their technique is. As you say, young Nathan very light on the feet. Like a flyweight boxer.
You can see even on Nathan, the 14-year-old, his legs are quite developed for at such a young age.
Well balanced, you know, they're out wide constantly. They never bring the feet together. So the 1 minute break for the boys to focus on the next moves in this second game of 7. So this 14-year-old Nathan Xu in the light blue.
Seems to be getting very vocal this set, Nathan.
Nathan, the current ITTF under 21, ITTF-Oceania under 21 champion at the tender age of 14.
Unfortunately, I've never had the chance to play against Nathan, but
yeah, he came through the Hopes program a few years after you.
just a few years.
So like both players itching for the towel break. Oh, that's nice.
We're hearing quite a few choles coming through from Nathan.
Yeah, self-motivation. Then these boys are training together also, you know, they know each other's game.
Both boys being from Auckland.
Yes. Train together, competing together, and so close friends. But this is war for a little while.
They were sharing a pizza right before this match, so friends they are. Dean Shu 2 points behind, looking to even the scores with his service.
So good focus there from Nathan. Yeah, he's been a little bit unfortunate there.
When Dean blocks with his backhand, he tends to put a little bit more pressure in, making it harder for the other player to judge and get in position.
It's a nice down the line, but Dean countered fairly easily. Just a few millimeters to lose. 3 times now he's been fortunate there.
Should maybe slow it down a bit, concentrate on spin rather than the
Spin and placement.
spin and placement rather than the power. He's just going a bit overboard right now.
This is possibly where the coach's advice would be good. Both taking a towel break, and I think they're going to take this a little bit slow.
Especially with the new coaching rules, advice between the points would really help out in this sort of situation.
Especially at Nathan's age, perhaps he's become used to the sideline coaching during the game, and then at change of ends. That's nice. So Dean's capitalised on his second serve here. Putting pressure on Nathan to pull some back with his 2 serves. It's good.
Perfect spin, perfect placement.
Yes. And this is just what you were saying before. You should focus more on placement and spin than trying to power the ball through, making errors. This is good.
That's almost
perfect.
around the net. Forehand topspin there to Dean's backhand.
So I think perhaps your commentary is going through wireless to young Nathan's ears.
Maybe they bugged us.
He heard your advice.
He's definitely slowed down his attacking game now.
He's shown a lot of maturity there and self-motivation from Nathan. He's pulled in the last 3 points. I'm sure this towel break will be hesitant.
At 9-all, players don't usually go for the towel breaks. They want to
Continue through, but it's quite humid in here. They're working hard.
They must be sweating quite a lot.
Should
You can see it on their bats when they're wiping it.
This, I think, perhaps why Nathan been a bit cautious about trying to topspin. Yes.
Very impressive from Dean there.
And we go to whoever's going to be most positive first. Powerful first backhand flick there, and Certainly Dean's got the advantage here.
Dean in New Zealand is now definitely top 3 amongst the seniors. Recently has improved a lot. He always used to be maybe within reach of top 5, but there was always boys around his age who always seemed to get the upper edge on him.
He's established himself in the senior category now. He's moving out to the juniors. So young Nathan's got a little bit of a mountain to climb here. The best of 7. It's 2 left to Dean. Nathan Green, but vocal now, motivating himself.
We haven't seen this intensity from either of these boys up until now, really. They weren't too phased with the previous competition. Although it may have been a struggle, but like you said earlier, these boys know each other inside out.
Yeah.
Could go either way.
So Nathan's come out a bit more fired up here, a little bit more vocal.
Problem with being vocal and fired up is that you expend a lot of unnecessary energy, and that's when the towel breaks and the time between points come in handy.
I think this is going to be a big factor in when the rules change to using ball boys and limiting the break time between points, not strolling to the back of the courts. A reasonable amount of time to recover between each point at the moment.
One thing that people don't really realize is there's a lot to do with breathing technique when you play as well. A lot of people don't understand.
Breathing from the core as opposed to from the lungs. So.
I mean, some players forget to. Oof, very nice. Forget to exhale during the points because they're holding their breath because they're trying to tighten that core to give every ounce of energy into that ball when doing forehand top spins especially. So athletes do run out of breath very quickly here.
So again, they've got taking time between points. The towel breaks are taking time. Just replenishing that energy store.
A chop from Dean there.
First one of the day, a little bit of emergency work and it came off.
I bet Nathan thought that was loaded with a backspin, but
that
wasn't the case.
And almost around the net shots.
Wouldn't mind seeing a around the net rollerball. Yeah. It's always exciting to see.
And Dean looks like he clipped the edge there. And
gives him quite a big gap now.
Yes. Already 2 games ahead, so he's no need to be cautious.
Nathan didn't seem too disturbed by it.
That's a good sign of maturity. That's good control there.
His choles are definitely getting a bit louder now. Dean still very quiet.
High toss serve there from Nathan. Try and generate a little bit more spin, or at least make Dean think he's going to try and generate more spin.
Deception tactics on service there. High tosses, people generally believe it'll be a spinny serve.
Yeah.
And that's when they just dink it over with no spin.
So 5 game points now for Dean and the service. That's 1 saved. Nathan serving. That's Nathan Zhu in the blue. Nice.
This is opportunity now. One more serve.
Yeah.
If he gets this one, he'll have to focus really hard on the service return from Dean.
As Dean get a little bit more nervous as
Closer he
yes,
gets.
to the body, yes.
Tried to safe it in, but Dean was
there's
there.
a chole finally from Dean Chu. So Dean dominating this match right now.
Remember, you can follow our socials on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's at ITTF World. You'll see some posts made by our social correspondents.
Yeah, already seen some comments on yesterday's qualification matches coming from around Europe, Scotland, Iceland, Croatia, Serbia.
Wow.
So we're being followed.
We have
We're
viewers
being
from
followed
everywhere.
all over the world. In fact, there's more responses from outside of Oceania than I think there is.
Seen a few familiar names in the comments as well. It's always good to see that people are joining in, supporting the sport of table tennis.
And of course, this will be broadcast on Fiji TV and FBC TV. You see FBC Sports there on the barriers at the back.
Nathan seems to really want to attack deep into that backhand of Dean's before making that change out wide forehand.
Beautiful recovery, yes. Dean very quick to get across the court there and counter.
Yes. Dean's height also helps a bit. His wingspan there.
Yeah, long legs. You see the balance of both boys. wide foot stance.
Actually, that'll be a struggle for Nathan as he develops. He will struggle with timing as he's growing taller.
Yeah.
Shorter players tend to stand a lot closer to the table than taller ones. And he's grown quite a bit in the recent
we've
past.
seen with Vicky Wu, Fiji's young star, in the last year he's grown, I think his mother said, about 8 centimeters, whereas the year before it was 1 centimeter. So his brother's very tall, and he'll be struggling with this difference now. Nathan Zhu and Fiji's Vicky Wu, similar age, so come through the Hopes program together. And
Zhu in the lead now.
like to see him pull back a couple of games here. It's becoming quite common now that at international level, where one player, they generate a lead, 3-0 lead, and then pull back, and then they get nervous as they comes back to 3-0, and their mind just keep going. I could have had this. So if young Nathan can put some pressure on Dean, there's a chance he can still pull this off. Certainly very capable.
Dean will be definitely tired as he's competed in the Fiji Open and events yesterday. Nathan's still fresh.
He's not only physically tired, he's mentally tired.
Humidity plays a big role in the mind state of the players sometimes. Up in North Queensland, where my hometown is, they call it mango madness. Go a bit loopy when it's too hot.
Friday, the finals of the Fiji Open were on quite late, and he featured in all of them. Some of the plays being held up for so late night on Friday, early morning Saturday, competing all day again. So this is his third day of action.
Fortunately, we finished quite early yesterday, so they would have gotten a long rest last night. Nathan being a bit too eager again, I think.
Yeah.
Nathan almost got back in there, just not quite there at the end.
Yeah, Dean looked like he was in control all the way through there. He's making Nathan run around.
Good change of service.
Yes, and third ball attack straight in. There's
Quick long one deep into backhand. Dean's 3 points away from winning the title.
a 1,000 points towards the final accumulation of points to be selected to play in the ITTF-Oceania Cup end of the season, and ultimately qualify to play in the ITTF World Cup next year.
Timeout from Nathan here. Looking to
refocus and
some sports drink there. Maybe give it a little burst of energy to even the scores.
so Nathan's got to come out very positive here.
He's taking his full minute.
Oh, very fortunate for Nathan there. That should have been put away, and he's got the break. He certainly needed that.
A bit of an iffy backhand there, caught a bit off guard. Weak backhand towards Dean, and Dean just didn't capitalise on it.
I think Dean just very surprised how easy that ball should have been.
That might be playing in his head still.
Very good positioning, clever there from Dean Shu.
Here he has 3 championship points. Serving for the match. What a way to finish the match. Dean Shu.
ITTF-Oceania Tour of Fiji is champion.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Signing out.
Make your way down here to the court with us so we could all just be part of the celebrations and the award ceremony that will be beginning shortly. To everyone that's in the grandstand right now, if you could please just come down here and join us so we feel the love being shared amongst us.
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, dominating performance, straight wins. How did you manage to overcome the under-21 champion today?
Well, I think the score might say differently, but that match was very tough. I think strategically I prepared a bit better this time compared to last time I played him. So just got a little bit of an edge. Yeah, I'd like to thank our coach Philip, my family, everyone for supporting. So that's how I got a pretty good performance this tournament.
Okay, now moving forward, you've now won the third leg of the Oceania tour. What are your plans for the next 3 tours and now onwards going to the youth Olympics as well as other competitions?
Nathan's going to Youth Olympics, but yeah, I think first up is the Nationals in New Zealand. I think I'll go to the New Zealand Oceania Tour. Hopefully I can qualify for the Oceania Cup next year. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any last message?
Thanks for watching. Fiji's been good to me. I won the Oceania Juniors last year here as well, so I like this island.
All right. Thank you very much and enjoy the winter.
Thank you.